Welcome back to the Firebrand Podcast. I'm Maggie Ulmer, and wow, it has been a minute since we've posted an episode here. Technically, I don't know if we could call this an episode since it's just me, and also it's more of an update. You might know what's coming, so I'll just cut to the chase. David, Scott, and I have decided to bring the Firebrand Podcast to a close, and this is likely not a surprise to you because functionally, it's what has already happened. Recently, life has just become very, very busy for all kinds of good reasons. Among them, David was recently hired as the new president of Asbury Theological Seminary. Not too long after that, Scott was hired as the assistant provost of the same seminary. And I have been in school and I travel all the time with Spirit and Truth. So getting the three of us in the same room to have a conversation is almost impossible, and it's always been kind of challenging. So with that being said, we've decided that a weekly or bi-weekly podcast is just not in the cards for us right now. So I'm here really just to say thank you. Thank you so much for listening to the Firebrand Podcast. Thank you for your subscribes. Thank you for your reviews. Thank you for sharing. And more than anything, thank you for listening. We're very grateful. It's a funny thing to know that you can record things and people listen. It's also terrifying. But that doesn't stop us from podcasting. In fact, we're starting a new podcast, and the first episode dropped just this past week. It's called the Westworld Podcast. That's right, we just cannot stop talking to each other. This podcast is a monthly podcast, so one episode a month. And you know the name, Westworld. As you might imagine, the content is all things Wesleyan, and then, of course, the rabbit trails that the three of us tend to go down. But that podcast is being exclusively produced by Asbury. So you can find it and subscribe to it on their platforms. And I encourage you to do so. We would love to have you continue to be part of the weird, kind of zany, hopefully helpful conversations that David, Scott, and I have together. But for now, thank you for listening to the Firebrand Podcast. It is such an honor to be connected to Firebrand Magazine. Keep subscribing to the magazine for great Wesleyan theological content. And who knows, maybe someday someone will revive the Firebrand Podcast. And it'll be a brand new adventure. All right, friends. I'll come back to you in another conversation on another podcast. Bye.